Alright, I'm just now getting around to the UFC 320 results. I just got finished watching the Dana White Contender Series, and I just watched the best Contender Series fight I've ever seen in my entire life. It was amazing. What are the names? Forgot. But, yeah, let's get through this card. It is almost 11, so I do gotta kind of make this quick, because I do have work in the morning at 8 a.m. But I'm going to go over the card every fight because I want to get this out before I do my predictions for the Oliveira Gamrot card. And those might come out tomorrow, so I don't want to do two videos in one day. I don't got time for that. Let me find out. Wait. There we go. All right. So first fight of the night, Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. I took Veronica Hardy. Pretty obvious pick in my opinion. Brogan Walker sucks. She doesn't know how to do anything at all. And Veronica Hardy's technical, but she doesn't have any kind of power, so we knew she wasn't going to get a finish or none. But Veronica Hardy was just a better striker out there. She just did more, did better. And yeah, that's all there is to it, man. It was a decent performance, man, and a decent fight. Moving on. Ramiz Brahimov versus Austin Vanderford. I took Austin Vanderford by second round TKO. That didn't happen. Ramiz Brahimov submitted him, submitted him, man. Pretty impressively, I would say. It sucks because Ramiz Brahimov used to be absolute dog shit. Like, Ramiz Brahimov used to actually be so terrible. It was kind of insane, you know? But somewhere he turned a new leaf, and now he's just out here just getting nasty finish after nasty finish after nasty finish. So, I mean, once upon a time, this guy got dominated by Themba Garimbo, you know, and now he's out here beating Austin Vanderford and Billy Golf. Pretty impressive, man. Crazy turn of events, crazy career turnaround. But I believe it was a guillotine, right? Austin Vanderford was trying to go for another takedown. He just put himself in a guillotine, just got choked out. Austin Vanderford was doing really good early. He was the better grappler. He was able to take down Ramiz Brahimov a few times, get some control time. He did look good in moments, but man, you know, Ramiz Brahimov broke him down, man. Broke him down, you know. So that's all it really was, man. Nasty submission finish, man. Ramiz Brahimov is probably gonna he's honestly probably gonna go on to kind of be something. That's what it's looking like. He's on a pretty good career trajectory right now. Moving on to Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. I went Farid Basharat by decision. That's exactly what happened. Farid Basharat was just better as an MMA fighter. Chris Gutierrez is just not that good. He has good kicks, good leg kicks. But other than that, there's really nothing else to his game. He doesn't have knockout power. He ain't, you know, crazy fast. He doesn't have crazy grappling skills. Farid Basharat, at least, he's not the greatest. All right, my mic is back. Farid Basharat isn't the greatest striker, but he's a decent he's a decent grappler with submission abilities. He can do damage in his, you know, in a lot of positions, and that's really what it came down to. He did hurt Chris Gutierrez really bad on the feet in one round, which definitely gave him that round. And then the grappling, I had it 29-28 the first two rounds going to Farid Basharat, round three going to Chris Gutierrez, because in the third round, Chris Gutierrez did know he was down 2 rounds, and he did come out swinging, and he did kind of land some decent shots on Farid Basharat, and it did look like he was going to have kind of a comeback, but Farid Basharat is undefeated, so he's never been finished, and keeps that undefeated record intact, man, defeating Chris Gutierrez, and in a decent scrap. It was a decent scrap. Not too impressed by either, but I mean, but Farid Basharat has kind of proven to be a bit better than his brother Javid, so Farid Basharat is more likely to go on to have a more successful career than Javid. So Javid literally just got knocked out so cold by Ricky Simone, man. All right, moving on to Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos. I was very confident in a Macy Chiasson pick here. I don't really know what went wrong. What did go wrong? Macy Chiasson was just, I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly how this fight went. Exclaimer, I did get very drunk this night. My memory really is not the greatest, but man, yeah, I do remember thinking that Yana Santos had won. How was the grappling? What was the grappling here? 2 takedowns for Macy Chiasson, 0 for Yana Santos. Okay. I'm not sure. But I remember being very upset with Macy Chiasson and impressed by Yana Santos because, well, this is another pick that I got wrong. So that's never good. That's never good until we get to the main event. Moving on to Puniali Soriano versus Nikolay Veterikhanov. There's not much to say about this fight. I thought Soriano was gonna be able to go out there. I thought he was gonna go out there and chin Veretennikov in the first round, but no, that train, dude. But no, he goes out there and he grapples like most of the fight, I believe, right? 4 takedowns out of 11. I do think that most of the fight was grappling dominance for Soriano. So this definitely was not the best fight. This was the worst fight on the card up until this point. But yeah, very impressive, I guess, by Soriano. Even though, not really, though. No, not really, because I thought he was going to go out there and get a first-round knockout. And he goes out there and nut hooks for 3rd round, so not that impressive. But he did win, and I guess that's really all you need to do. But yeah, there's not really much to say about this. There wasn't really any crazy moments. Just control time for Soriano. Nikolay Veretennikov should absolutely never fight in the UFC again, and Soriano's alright, I guess. Moving on to the main call, no, to the prelims. Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Muniz. I took Edmund Shabazian, I believe, by round 1 knockout over Andre Muniz. And that's exactly what happened, dude. The closing seconds of the first round, he's on top, and he gets an absolutely disgusting ground and pound TKO, man. That elbow he landed right at the end put Andre Muniz out, man. And I do think that sometimes the refs should see the time on the clock, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. If someone's getting beat up, let them take it for the next 2 seconds, you know what I'm saying, and see what they can do in the next round. But Andre Muniz was out. There was no giving him 2 extra seconds. He was out, and you can't let him get back and go up to that stool. So I agree with the stoppage here. Edmund Shabazian has been looking pretty good in his career as of late. I believe his last loss was it Gerard Mearshart? It's a fucking terrible loss, but you know, regardless, Edmund Shabazian, man, he's been looking pretty good, man. He beat up on what was his last win? It was Andre Petrosky, right? Andre Muniz, man. Here soon, man. You might have to call it a career. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, dude, Edmund Shabazian, man. He's a beautiful striker, man. Beautiful striker. I am a very big fan of Edmund Shabazian. I've been a fan of Edmund Shabazian for a while. I have. So, yeah, man. Edmund is making a good career of himself as of late, and I'm excited to see where he goes. Here soon, I think we should start giving him some ranked guys, man. Moving on to Patchy Mix versus Jacob Wicklax. I picked Patchy Mix. I thought Patchy Mix was going to get like a round 1 submission because I really favored his experience and his accomplishments, but He lost, man. Jacob Wicklax. I don't did I agree with the decision at the time? Man, my memory on this card is quite dog shit. But I feel like after it was over, I was like, hey, 50-50, man. Whoever gets it gets it. Jacob Wicklax. He did look good though, man. He did look really good, I don't know if you guys saw Patchy Mix's eye. I'm gonna put it shit up right now for you guys real quick, man, because this is absolutely nasty. God, look at Patchy Mix's eye, man. This is what Jacob Wicklax did to Patchy Mix, man. That is disgusting, and maybe he did deserve to lose that fight because that looks like a whole lot of damage. But Jacob Wicklax, Joanna Jacek's boy, got it done, man, in his UFC debut. He's good. He is good, and I'm excited to see where he goes. Patchy Mix, the way Patchy Mix has been fighting, I don't know if he's going to ever win it in the UFC because he looks too slow. He gets tired. He looks like he gets tired. He gets slow. He doesn't look like he has any strength, power, or finishing instincts. Patchy Mix doesn't even look like a fighter out there in the UFC, which is just insane to me. But Jacob Wicklax looked like a fighter out there. A very well-trained fighter, so. Yeah, I don't know what you do with Patchy Mix. I really don't know what you do with him, man. I don't know what you do with him. It's Jacob Wicklax. I mean, you could throw him in there with ranked, I think, already. Because, or just right outside the rankings is fine, I guess. But Patchy Mix, man. Don't give him a ranked guy. Don't give him another ranked guy. No chance, man. Keep him fighting unranked until he at least finally gets a win, dude. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous performances out of Patchy Mix, man. Terrible. Oh, yeah. But yeah, moving on, I guess. To Daniel Santos versus Yu Sang Yu. God, this fight really upset me, man. Because I was really high on Yu Sang Yu. Damn, I was really high on Yu Sang Yu, man. Incredibly high on him. I thought he was very talented, a very clean striker with a massive ceiling in this division. And I don't think that Daniel Santos is that good. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's that good at all. I thought Yu Sang Yu was going to go out there and just absolutely school him and have a first-round finish where we're thinking, my God, this guy is nice. My God, give this guy a ranked guy. But no, Yu Sang Yu goes out there. He's aura farming on the feet, aura farming on the ground, doing chilling up against the cage when he's on bottom position, dancing when he's on the striking, just to get slept 20 seconds into the second round. Slept bad, man. Overhand left, I believe, put him down, ground and pound, put him out. Daniel Santos gets the win, man. Hopefully, Yu Sang Yu can come back. Hopefully, this is just an off night, a bad performance. Hopefully, he comes back and he redeems himself because I really thought he had really, truly high potential in this division. Zombie Jr. They shouldn't call you Zombie Jr. for no reason, so I thought he was definitely a somebody. But maybe that's just how bad Jekka Setegi is. Maybe Jekka Setegi is so bad that he made Yu Sang Yu look like a champion. Jekka Setegi got finished by Anshoju Blee. So I should have known that beating him doesn't make you a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'm really rooting for Yu Sang Yu. Hopefully he can come back here. But Daniel Santos, we'll see what he trains with Charles Oliveira, who's fighting this weekend. So we'll see. We'll absolutely see, man. Moving on to Ateba Gutierrez versus Tristan Vines. An absolute lamb to slaughter, man. Ateba Gutierrez goes out there and he's just bigger. He's stronger. They get into a clinch position at one point. Tristan Vines goes for a takedown. Ateba Gutierrez clinches and knees him right in the head, putting him down. And then Tristan Vines goes for another takedown attempt. He has Ateba Gutierrez pressed up against the cage. And Ateba Gutierrez lands 2 elbows on the side of his head. And then he just kind of pushes Tristan Vines over, and he's like out cold, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? Weird fight, weird circumstances. Dude came in like 3-4 day notice or something. He was never gonna win, ever gonna win. He was an absolute lamb to slaughter out there, and that's what happened. Ateba Gutierrez slaughtered him. You know, really weird looking knockout, but he got it nonetheless. And I think Ateba Gutierrez is really good. I think he's got a lot of potential in this division. So, you know, I mean, if you're a future champion in the middleweight division, and you fight somebody that is not good, who's been knocked out 3 times in the past 2 years, and he's on short notice like that is just how you finish him. You do go out there the performance Ateba Gutierrez had is a performance that a future champion should have against this level of competition. So, you know, yeah, he just goes out there and literally just destroys it. It is what it is, right? Yeah, Ateba Gutierrez, come on. Moving on. Give Ateba Gutierrez a challenge, man. You know, dude, they were gonna give him Ozzy Diaz originally. No more of that bullshit, bro. Give him a legit name, a legit fighter, man. I want to see what this guy's made of. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Moving on to the main card. Before we move to the main card, let's go over my picks. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I went 5 and 4 on the prelims, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 5 and 4 on the prelims. Now we're gonna get to the main card. Now, before I get into the main card, I'm gonna disclose something. I went to a movie theater for this card. A movie theater. For the first time in my life, I went to a movie theater for a cover my bed a little bit. For the first time in my life, I went to a movie theater for a UFC pay-per-view because I didn't know they did that, but I found out that the movie theater right next to me did pay-per-views in theaters, and I was like, dude, I have to go with my sister. So me and my sister went. We had great seats. There was 10 other people in there, all super fans. It wasn't like watching a movie. Because you know how if you're at a movie theater watching a movie, it's quiet in there. You're watching, you know. This is a sporting event, so it wasn't quiet in there. Every time shots landed, everyone in the theater was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh!" Every time there's a finish, we're like, "Oh!" It was a really cool experience. I recommend every single one of you, if a theater near you shows pay-per-view cards, I definitely recommend going because it was absolutely amazing. An experience that I loved and I will absolutely do again, probably for most pay-per-view cards nowadays. So yeah, and it was cheap, dude. It was only $24 for me. But yeah, $24 a ticket, not for 2. But yeah, moving on to the main card, Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. I said that Joe Pyfer would win by knockout in round 2. He ended up winning by submission in round 2. I didn't see a submission here for him, but it was an impressive submission. He went for a takedown in round 1 against Abus Magomedov, and Abus Magomedov literally controlled him for the entire first round. I thought it was over for Joe Pyfer. I didn't. I really didn't. I knew that Abus would slow down in the second and third round if it got there. But during the first round, I was like, damn, Joe, no way you're just letting Abus just kind of throw you around like this, control you. You know, he was having no issues controlling Joe Pyfer for the entire round, and I was getting kind of like, oh, what's going on here? You know, because I know Abus Magomedov is good at submissions, so I didn't want him to submit Joe Pyfer at all. I believe he did go for a submission attempt in round 1, I believe. I remember being very nervous in my seat. But yeah. Joe Pyfer, as soon as the second round started, dude, he started putting hands on Abus Magomedov, dropped him, knocked him down, got on top, dominated him on the ground for the duration of round 2, and then just submitted him with a nasty arm triangle, just like he did to, was it Abdul Razak Al Hassan? Is that who he submitted? But it was a beautiful performance, a beautiful finish by Joe Pyfer, man. I am a really big fan of Joe Pyfer. I think that Joe Pyfer is good, and he's got a lot of true potential. The man can strike. The man can grapple. He's got a lot of power in his hands. I think Joe Pyfer is a worthy future champion of this division, man. I think he's got a legit shot at becoming champion of the middleweight division. A Joe Pyfer versus Oteba Gutierrez matchup would be sexy, man. I'm just going to let that be known now. But yeah, Joe Pyfer, really good performance of the night. You got performance of the night, Joe Pyfer. Extra $50K for you, Joe. There you go. Moving on to Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. I took Yusuf Zalal by decision. Yusuf Zalal went out there and had the most impressive performance I've ever seen put against Josh Emmett. I know that Ilia Topuria had like a 10-7 round and a 10-8 round, maybe even two 10-8 rounds against Josh Emmett. Absolute dominant performance by Ilia Topuria, very impressive. But Yusuf Zalal didn't even need to do all that. He went out there, took him down, submitted him like Josh Emmett was an amateur. People don't do that to Josh Emmett. People do not do that to Josh Emmett. So to see Zalal go out there and literally just impose his will, dude, 0 strikes on either side, 0 punches on either side. Wow, 0 total strikes for both guys. Ridiculous for Yusuf Zalal. Impressive to set up a submission without threatening with shots, without threatening ground and pound as well, is also really impressive, because a lot of guys, they need to have ground and pound to open up opportunities for submission attempts in there. Yusuf Zalal didn't even need that. Just straight bullied Josh Emmett, and it was incredible to watch, dude. Yusuf Zalal is really good, and he is a very good talent. I was shitting on him a lot before this, saying Yusuf Zalal can't finish anybody. Yusuf Zalal can't hurt nobody. Boy just shut me up, didn't he? Went out there, dominated Josh Emmett, got the submission in less than 2 minutes. Hats off to Yusuf Zalal, man. People don't do that to Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett's, what, 40, 41 now? And that happens to you? Man. At what point do you hang up the gloves, Josh Emmett? At what point? You know? Good win for Yusuf Zalal, man. I want to see Yusuf Zalal fight in the top 5. Man, I want to see him versus a Arnold Allen or a Yair Rodriguez. Beautiful matchups. Moving on to the feature fight: Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Roundtree. Dude, I took Yuri Prohaska round 2 knockout. But I think I even said in my predictions video that Khalil Roundtree would look really good in round 1, and he would easily win it. That's what happened. He went out there. Khalil Roundtree went out there, easily won the first 2 rounds. Okay, it was 2-0 Khalil going into round 3. And he was just too technical. But Yuri Prohaska, man, he's just built different. And when, first of all, if your name is not Alex Pereira, you cannot knock out Yuri Prohaska. We have established this. And 3rd round happens, and Yuri knows he's down 2. And he is just built different, man. Built different. And his DNA is just different. Goes out there and just dominates the round. The 3rd round, gets a nasty knockout. He was breaking Khalil Roundtree, breaking him. And I've seen a lot of comments saying Khalil Roundtree lost to himself. Khalil Roundtree gassed out after, for beating up Yuri Prohaska, and he lost himself the fight. That's literally not what happened. Yuri Prohaska broke Khalil Roundtree himself. He was landing lots of body shots. Body shot. I mean, dude, tens of body shots, man, were being landed. Like, look at this. Okay, if we look at the round 3 stats, right? Total strikes for Yuri Prohaska is 47. I guarantee you at least 20 of those strikes were to the body. destroying the body of Khalil, making him, tired out there, beating him up, putting unholy damage on him. And then he lands a lot of good knees, and then he gets him up against the fence. 1, 2, 3 left hook, puts Khalil Roundtree out. Absolutely cold, man. Snoozing on the canvas. I do want to show you something because of this knockout. I don't know. The videos are no longer up, but when I was drunk as fuck in the movie theater and I was watching these fights, I recorded my reaction to both the Yuri knockout and the Pereira knockout, and I posted them on Twitter, and they got thousands of likes and thousands of interactions and stuff like that. Right here. Look at this. It got copyrighted and taken off, but Yuri KO reaction in the theater, it got 8.1 thousand likes, 534,000, so 500,000 views I got, 99 comments, 362 reposts, 1.1 thousand bookmarks, but it got copyrighted, man. So I could no longer really gain anything on here. So that sucks. But I did get a lot of interactions before it got taken down. But yeah, that sucked. Because I love the reactions. I love the reaction and I love the video. But dude, nasty performance, nasty knockout by Yuri Prochazka. I think Yuri Prochazka beats everybody else in the division not named Alex Pereira. So if Alex Pereira goes up to heavyweight, Yuri Prochazka is your new champion. Because I think he beats Ankaleav. I think he beats Olberg, I think he beats all these guys. So, yeah. It was the most Yuri Prochazka performance of all time. I'll say that. Moving on to the co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. I took Merab by submission because I really believed in the evolution of Merab. I thought he was going to get to start. I thought he was going to start to get finishes. But fight started. It was a cool fight. Corey won round 1. And in round 2, Merab said before the fight he was going to knock Corey Sandhagen out on the feet. And I was like, okay, he's dogging. He goes out there and he literally almost sleeps Corey Sandhagen in round 2 on the feet. Lands a nasty shot, and then Corey covers up, and Merab is just landing. He's just throwing. Hook. Corey Sandhagen is up against the fence getting pummeled. He kind of falls down to his knees, and Merab's taking backside, continuously landing. And I thought, oh my God, he's done it. He got a knockout on the feet, and it's Corey Sandhagen of all people. He just knocked out Corey Sandhagen. But no! Corey Sandhagen gets up. Not today, buddy. He gets up and recovers. And so, yeah, it was an amazing round. So, after 2 rounds, it was 1-1. And then round 3, I believe, is a round a lot of people thought Corey Sandhagen won. I didn't think he won it. I gave round 3 to Merab. And I also gave round 4 to Merab. Just way too many takedown attempts, way too much stuff going on, way too much activity from Merab. Round 5, though, I did give to Corey Sandhagen. I did have this 3-2 Merab Dvalishvili. I had rounds 1 and 5 for Corey, 2, 3, 4 for Merab. But Merab, man, is an absolute marauder, man. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous. 20 takedowns of 37. This guy is insane. He's an absolute psychopath. 114 significant strikes to Corey's 80. Just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It was a really good fight, entertaining fight. I was very interested. I was very entertained all 5 rounds, man. So, yeah. Merab, I think Piotr Yan should be next. And for Corey, maybe a Sean O'Malley matchup would be pretty cool. But, yeah. Alright, I got interrupted. But anyways, let's just move on to the main event. It is almost 11 o'clock. There it is, 11 o'clock. Magomed Ankaleav versus Alex Pereira. This is the happiest I have ever been to get a prediction wrong. I went with Magomed Ankaleav because I thought that there was no way Magomed Ankaleav was going to once again fail every takedown attempt. Because I thought that Alex Pereira would be more aggressive, and he was. But I thought that aggression would lead to Magomed Ankaleav being able to land better takedowns and actually control Alex Pereira on the ground this time. But man, as soon as the fight started, I knew my prediction was wrong. I knew it because when they crashed in for the first time, and the fight started, and Alex Pereira went across the octagon, I was like, Magomed Ankaleav ain't gonna be able to stop this. He doesn't have the power to stop this. He doesn't have the space to stop this. And Alex Pereira, man, he had the perfect game plan against Magomed Ankaleav. What Alex Pereira did, I seen a lot of lucky punch comments, and that shit really pisses me off, because that lets me know that you really just don't know what you're watching. Alex Pereira, instead of the outside leg kicks, he started going for the inside leg kicks, which was damaging Magomed Ankaleav a lot. And he landed enough of those. I think it was like 3 of them he landed. And then he switched to the outside leg kick. But then it made Magomed Ankaleav switch stances from southpaw, which is what gave Alex Pereira problems. Switch to orthodox, which he's not comfortable fighting in. And as soon as he was in orthodox, because he doesn't fight in that stance, he was in orthodox, he no longer has that really good defense. Alex Pereira unloaded an absolutely amazing overhand right bomb, and stumbles and wobbles Magomed Ankaleav, and then he goes for a shitty takedown just to save himself. Pereira defends the takedown, puts him on his back, punch, and then he starts 12-6ing. Boom, boom, right through the guard, slicing through the guard of Magomed Ankaleav. Beautiful stoppage by the referee. I know a lot of Dagestani fans were saying early stoppage. Ankaleav was going to die, okay? Pereira was slicing through his guard with 12-6 elbows to the ribs as well. Just an absolutely beautiful performance by Alex Pereira. When he's on game, he's unstoppable in the light heavyweight division. Like that's just the truth. If Pereira stays at light heavyweight, he beats Yuri again. He beats Ankin in a rematch. He beats Oldberg. He beats all these guys. He knocks them all out. But I don't think he will stay, and I don't think he should. I think we should absolutely do the heavyweight move. Let Pereira attempt 3 titles. You know? He deserves it. And we don't know when we're even going to get this chance again. For a guy to be dominant in 2 weight classes, to have a legit shot at the 3rd title. I don't know when the next time we'll have another one of these is. We have to let Alex Pereira attempt it, man. We have to let him attempt it. So, but yeah, Alex Pereira dominant in this fight. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Destroys Magomed Ankaleav, inbred freak. I was so happy, man, that he put this freak out, man. Shama, man. Shama. I was so happy. Happy as hell. Happy as hell. But I gotta wrap this video up. Oh, I'm fighting a yawn here. Beautiful, man. Beautiful performance. And on the main card, I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I went 4-1 on the main card. And I won $100 on this card. Before I sign off, I do want to show you this bet that I had. Oh yeah, before I also uploaded my reaction to the Pereira knockout. It got 35,000 likes or views and then 523 likes, 4 comments. This one didn't go quite as crazy because this was only up for like an hour before they copyrighted it. The Yuri one was up for like a day and a half. So it got a lot more time to, get a lot of interactions. But I want to show you the bet that I won. It was on this new app I got called Dabble. Right here. I said let's make some money this weekend. These picks are a no-brainer. As you can pause the video and see exactly what I had put. But do you see that right there? That number 19. That means 19 people straight up copied my my parlay. So I won. Other than myself, I won 19 other human beings' money. So that is also a pretty good feeling. It doesn't show my winning. But what oh yeah, right here. What it was, though, my hair, was a $10 wager to pay out 100. So 90 profit. So pretty good. Pretty good. All right, but that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up here and then go to bed. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. 37 minutes, pretty good time. Yeah. Let's go, Alex Pereira, saving the division, saving the sport. Shama.